Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Welkom Arena number 2, the 2023 VRC 12-scale World Championship, getting set to get underway, looking for the tone to sound, and we are off and running here in this one. Some fantastic qualifying times. This is going to be an exciting race to watch. We're already out to a clean start in this one, and everybody's right there bunched up together. Let's let them get a lap in here. It looks like Martin Wollanka going to be out front, lead the way. Oh, Wollanka makes a big mistake right there. Just as I say his name, though, catches the inside curb, spins him all the way around and clear to the back. Wollanka's got some catching up to do now. That's going to move Ben Gayson up into the number 1 spot here now. Cernhouse in the number 2 spot. Raystrick in the 3 spot, and Jordan Marley in the 4. Gary Crowell in the number 5 spot. Here they come back around. We're looking at Martin Wollanka trying to make that time back up as he had the early race lead in this one. He is now sitting back in the number 5 spot. This is going to be a 12-minute race here for these drivers. Here comes Ben Gayson out front leading the way. Gayson qualified in the number 5 spot. He's all the way up to first now, but he's got Cernhouse going to be right there behind him, the number 2 spot. Looking for a way by Cernhouse. Oh, big mistake right there for Ben Gayson. Gayson catches that inside curve and goes upside down on the front stretch. And now take a look here, Martin Wollanka. We saw him out front early on, made a big mistake, went all the way to the back of the pack, and he is now back up into the lead here in this one. Martin Wollanka was your top qualifier, putting down some fast laps in qualifying. Cernhouse in the number 2 spot. As he works his way around here, he started 4th on the grid. Graham Raystrick in that number 3 spot. There's Ben Gayson. We saw Ben up front early on. Now Ben dropping back to the number 7 spot. He qualified 5th on the grid. Here's Graham Raystrick. Raystrick going to be in the number 3 spot, 9/10 of a second back right now from Radko in 2nd, and only 4/10 of a second ahead of Gary Crowell right there behind him in the number 4 spot. Yasunaka in the number 5 spot, followed by Jordan Marley in the 6th spot. Still a lot of racing left to go here. Cernhouse working his way around the number 2 spot, 7/10 of a second back from Martin Wollanka. Radko through the switchbacks there, nice line, fast lap of the race for him in 12.2. on lap number 2, so setting a fast lap early on. Martin Wollanka's fast lap, though, 11.802. Incredible right there at 11.802. That is the fastest lap we have seen on this course. Martin Wollanka absolutely laying it down right now here in this one. Radko still in the number 2 spot. He drops back 1.2 seconds from your leader. Raystrick up into the 3rd now, so Graham starting to close the gap up on Cernhouse. Gary Crowell in the 4 spot. Yasunaka still in the number 5 spot. Martin Wollanka off to a bit of a rough start in this one. Cleaned his act up. He is back to the front. And now he is well on his way to what could possibly be a World Championship win here in 2023 VRC 12-scale sports car. Down the backstretch he goes, coming back into the infield now. 1.5 second lead over our second place driver. That crazy fast lap, 11.802 for Martin Wollanka. Still holding fastest lap on the track. I don't know that anybody is going to beat that fast lap. And after a little bit of a rocky start, he's consistent right now and is starting to check out. Here we step back to look at Graham Raystrick. Graham drops back to the number 4 spot now. Gary Crowell has jumped up into 3rd. So that's the battle right there for 3rd, 4th, and I believe that is going to be Yasunaka right there behind him in the number 5 spot. So 3rd, 4th, and 5th all down the front stretch together on the right side through the chicane. Fast lap for Raystrick at 12.080 on lap number 11 as they come back through the center section now. Raystrick trying to chase down Gary Crowell. Crowell is only 1.4 seconds back from Radko Cernhouse. Here they come back once again. There is Crowell. Crowell onto the left-hand side. Raystrick right there behind him down the front stretch. Crowell's got to be feeling the pressure right now as Raystrick starting to pick up the pace just a bit here. 4:05 ended this one. About a third of the way through this race, Martin Wollanka is out front with 20 laps in the books. A lot of racing still left ahead of us, though. Cernhouse in 2nd, Crowell in 3rd, Raystrick in 4th. Ben Gayson, who we saw leading this one early on as well, who had a big mistake on that front straightaway, dropped all the way to the back of the pack. He has worked his way up to 5th, and he is only 6/10 of a second back right now from Graham Raystrick in 4th. And there's Ben right there in the all-white car coming down the front stretch. That time by the line, he's 6/10 of a second back from Raystrick in 4th. Down the backstretch he goes. There is Radko in the number 2 spot here. Radko down the front stretch, 3.6 seconds back from Martin Wollanka. Wollanka starting to stretch out his lead a little more every time by the line. Cernhaus in second. Crowell still in third. Martin Wollanka, your race leader here with 5 minutes down. Coming back around to the front side in the yellow and white. Taking a time shift here. 9 minutes into this race now. Radko Cernhaus has dropped to the number 3 spot. And guess who's back up to second? It's going to be Ben Gayson. Your number 5 qualifier is all the way up to second here in this one. Radko, he's got his work cut out for him as he's working his way through some lap traffic there. I believe that is going to be Powell right there with him. 9:30 into this one. Back down the front stretch he goes. Oh, big mistake right there. Radko catching that inside curve. Wollanka out front leading the way now, trying to put a lap on Graham Raystrick. Raystrick sitting in the number 4 spot here in this one. Now up to the number 3 spot, I should say. Martin Wollanka out front. Ben Gayson in the number 2 spot. Raystrick in third. Crowell in fourth. And Radko in the number 5 spot. Take a slow-mo look at this here. Here comes Wollanka. Look at the line. Whoa, wow. Threading the needle right there. Jumping that inside curve. Going a little off-road style. Martin Wollanka, no stranger to the VRC World Championships over the years. We've seen him in the on-road, off-road divisions both. Brought a little off-road here to 12 scale. You can see just how precise he is through the switchbacks here. An awesome slow-mo look. A lap here with your race leader, Martin Wollanka. He comes back around to the front side here in this one. So Wollanka qualifying first. Had a disastrous first lap. Regains his composure. Now finds himself out front with 10:45 down. Only a minute 15 left to go here in this one. Back down the backstretch he goes, coming through the center section here. Wollanka, Ben Gayson, Raystrick, your top 3. Crowell, Cernhaus, Yasunaka, Bailey Graves, Jordan Marley, Andrea Navani, and Powell. Your running order, 11:05 down, 55 seconds to go. There's Gary Crowell right now. That's going to be the battle for the 4 and 5 spot. Here they come down the front stretch. Crowell in the yellow and white. He's got Radko Cernhaus right there behind him. Cernhaus looking for the way behind, not able to make it happen. In that green car, diving in and out now. Here they come back around. Martin Wollanka back to the front here. Wollanka trying to put another lap on Ben Gayson in the number 2 spot. Less than 30 seconds to go here. Wollanka on the right side. He's got a lot of lap traffic ahead of him there. Here's that battle once again. That is for 4th and 5th between Crowell in 4th and Cernhaus in the number 5 spot. Only 10 seconds to go on the clock. Here they come down the front stretch. Radko's got to make a move this time by if he wants to make it happen. Here they go onto the right side. Down the back stretch now. Battle for 4th and 5th. Time is going to expire. Here they come down the front stretch now. And that's going to be a race. Here he comes around in his victory lap. Your 2023 12-scale world champion, Martin Wollanka. Ben Gayson will take the number 2 spot, followed by Graham Raystrick, Gary Crowell, and Radko Cernhaus, rounding out your top 5.